Yo folks, and welcome to the channel. My name is Bork. In today's video, we'll be talking about Tales of Luminaria, my first impressions, beginner guides, some rerolls. Let's go ahead and jump into a reroll really quick just so you guys can see it. You just go ahead and click return to title right here. Now we're here back on the title screen, and what I want you to do in case you want to reroll relatively quickly, you're just going to go to the three bars right here and you're going to delete the account. Now I'm not going to do this because I actually like this account, but that's like the easiest and fastest way you can reroll, and you get like a multi based off of the presents that you get at the very beginning of the game. You can play like chapter 1 a little bit more in like the episodes in order to get more gems and stuff. It's up to you, but it's really fast to reroll in this game, and it's very reminiscent to all of like the Bandai sort of, I guess, styles of rerolling or delete account measures. In case you want to keep stuff, you just go to transfer settings, you create a password and all that, and then after that you can essentially go to any sort of place and have your account like transferable to you. I know like some people want it to link to like Google or Facebook or whatever. Bandai doesn't have that. They have like the Bandai ID thing. But let's go ahead and jump into the gameplay so you guys can see what this game is all about. All right, so we're here in the overworld, and you can see there's a little bit of differences when it comes to the controls. I like to go into options right here and then just change a few things up. You can either leave it by default, which I personally hate because it moves the button high enough so that everything is kind of annoying. It feels a little bit more cluttered. I have no idea why. When I go into options right here and I put it down and I change the hold to short and flick to fast, this makes the gameplay just a lot more fun to experience. You can see you get a little bit enough like screen so that the game feels different, and you can also hold like the buttons a little bit faster. You can flick a little bit faster in case you like want to dodge and stuff. I just like it this way. It just feels like the game should be a little bit faster, and the default controls, the default layout, it just doesn't feel as nice. And we unlock a secret mission, and as you can see with the gameplay, it's pretty smooth. And why is this like something that you would want to play? I think you would play this just because it's different, and you also want like some sort of Tales-esque game. Now the closest thing that this game does as far as like being a Tales game is the actual character banter. Outside of that, there's nothing where it's like, oh my goodness, like, you know, they have like a trope where there's a researcher who's essentially like a runaway. There was like a researcher runaway in one of like the Tales series, but that's like a standard trope that most gacha RPGs or that most RPGs just like to do. And as you can see, the controls can be a little bit wonky, especially if you're playing on PC, but this game should not be available on like BlueStacks and most devices, just because it really does feel better if you can play this like on your actual phone, in my opinion. And the reroll is so fast, I don't think you really need to be on BlueStacks in order to multi-reroll. And the rates are pretty decent. We'll talk about the rates a little bit later. And I just like how the game sort of presents itself, right? The control scheme, while it's awkward, the overworld looks kind of beautiful and it feels alive. Like there's dust going on, there's enemies walking about, there's character banter, the allies that you have that are with you on the overworld, they actually talk and you can actually hear the gameplay. Like most of like the gacha games, they have like generic lines where it's like, oh, you killed the enemy, or good job, you hit them really hard, or something generic like that, right? But here they're like poking fun at each other, they're talking about their mission, they're asking like, why are there so many different like, you know, enemies about on the stage? It just feels like the game is actually alive, and those little things make it more immersive as you're playing through Tales of Luminaria. I just wish the game wasn't called a Tales of game, because outside of like, you know, maybe the skills, maybe like the way the character banter is at, it's not really a Tales of game in the sense of, oh, there's like the gods or there's like crests or whatever. There is so many different aspects in like the Tales of series games that made it an actual Tales game where, you know, you're roaming around and you're collecting like whatever crystals. I played Tales of Symphonia and I played some other Tales games, but at the end of the day, they always like roam around like the world. They need to like get like these certain like god like sort of crystals or whatever in order so that they can eventually get to Yggdrasil or whatever, right? I just like that sort of style Tales of game, but it's different enough in like the mobile like sort of, I guess, industry where they're trying all these different things. So we made it to chapter 4. We're actually going to cut the gameplay right here because you can take a break, and what's nice is it says 4 seconds, so that's how long I've been on like chapter 4, and once I jump back I only lose like 4 seconds of gameplay. So we're back here in the home screen, and if I jump back into episode and I go into Leo for COD's like sort of thing, I go into continue, you can see it'll start me at chapter 3 4/11. Now you can play this game for like a minute, or you can play it for like 20 minutes. It's up to you. So what is like the main feature? What do I want to reroll for in this game, right? The things that I want to reroll for is of course like the outfits at the very beginning, and all the outfits do is they give you some passes, they give you some active skills. Personally, I don't like them too much, but they're all right. You can also get some weapons. I like the weapons a little bit better because they have a passive They have an active skill. Not to mention you can equip it on 3 different characters. Ideally, you get the blade because Leo Facade can use it and you can get early on easy damage, and you know, because you'll be using Leo quite frequently. And then I like to get the rings. The rings are so integral because they can go on every single character. You can see it says all right here, and they have some pretty juicy passive stats. And if you guys want to know what I rerolled for, just go into history right here and then go ahead and let me scroll down. You can see I got the Blaze Ceremonial Longbow, the Black Staff of Dominion, the Divine Shining Lion Soul, and the Red Rose Longsword. So that was my reroll. I didn't think I could beat like 4 or 5 stars in one roll. I thought that was absolutely amazing. But at the end of the day, I think everyone should just roll for accessories and then like a weapon of choice, whichever like sort of route that you want to go to. Another way to sort of get easy jewels at the very beginning is make sure to pay for little upgrades at the very beginning. It'll ask you for some Gald, I guess, which is like the gold system, and that's going to be an easy way so you can get some summons. But let's go ahead and do some summons right here just so you guys can see it. You get like 1 free daily summon every single day. Is like the summon animation crazy? No, you just sort of tap it, but sometimes there's like an extra animation, and these like glowing ones, like the rainbow S ones, they give you like a 4-star. Sometimes it can be like a 5-star. Of course, like the highest rating is going to be a 4-star or 5-star, right? But what's really cool here is that you have every single character available to you in Tales of Luminaria. You can actually equip every single character. I'm not sure if you guys like noticed that. You jump into characters right here. I can go into, for example, Alexandria von Sonne, and you can actually equip her, change her gear out in case you like, oh, I want to change like what she is actually wearing. So go into look right here, and then you can actually change her dress. You can have her wear like this sort of gown outfit in case you want to do so, but honestly, she looks badass like in this armor. But personally speaking, these little details where I can actually configure every single character and I don't have to like sort of pull for them, I think that's really interesting. Of course, I know people don't find equipment gacha as exciting, but it just makes it more fair at the end of the day, and you only have to actually worry about like just one aspect of summoning. So like we talked about earlier, if we can get like an outfit or we can get like a weapon for Leo, honestly, my main priority right now is Leo because he's like the only character that you can use. But let's go ahead and do this multi right here, see if we can get anything cool. Hopefully we can trigger some sort of summon animation because there's like a lion that pops up. Oh my goodness, I got shafted. Please do something crazy. All right, some sandstorms. So we got 2 little rainbows right here. Hopefully that gives us something special. Might even reroll this account because this is a huge feels bad, man. But honestly, getting like those 4 like 5-star weapons, maybe this is the game paying me back. If we get 4-star gear right here, that's absolutely fine. Let's see what we get. We got the White Princess Blade. That's going to be a dupe right there. And we get the Adventure gear for Charles. All right, that's fine. So Leo gets a little bit of boost in stats. The only reason why you have to worry about this is because it shows you like who's getting more stats throughout like the entire game. It doesn't really matter. At the end of the day, we got plus 184 from that pull. So whenever you're doing pulls, essentially you're just upgrading like your character's gear and whatnot. And some of you might be wondering, is this fair? Personally speaking, if you get like a decent reroll at the very start of the game, it makes it very easy to go through the game. And we didn't talk about it earlier. We can go into like these secret missions. So for example, let's go ahead and try to fight this Varunga thing. I'm assuming that's going to be a boss. All right, missions start against the Varunga secret mission. He's going to be one of the bosses that you can fight early on. There he smacks us, and hopefully we can get some clean hits in here. If you're wondering why I'm taking such little damage, 1, I'm over leveled for this boss, and 2, I'm wearing some pretty like awesome gear, and not to mention Leo Facade is just really busted right now. So you can see here he's going to be like jumping around. You can essentially do like hold strikes. I like them because they can like prevent stagger. Hopefully we can land this. All right, we managed to at least like flick ourselves away right there, which is pretty cool. But we are already like halfway taking down this boss. I like playing this on my phone, to be perfectly honest with you guys, all right? Because it's just much easier to actually pull off the combos and stuff. But we're almost finished with the boss. Hopefully we can dodge something. Oh, we don't dodge anything. But let's cast this skill right here, and then yeah, that pretty much finishes the fight. But that's gonna be like Tales of Luminaria. Do I like this game? At the end of the day, I like what Tales of Luminaria is trying to do. I just wish it was in horizontal mode for other reasons, but I think this game is just difficult to play as it is right now. Once they fix up the controls and make things a little bit better, I can highly recommend this game, but the controls is what really ruins the game for me a little bit. I apologize for hyping up this game, but I want to be honest with everyone. Is this game going to be something that I recommend folks to try? Yes, if you're a MOBA only player, if you like to play on blue stacks and stuff, I don't recommend this game, or you're trying to play this on PC. Hopefully once they improve the controls a little bit, it becomes a little bit more natural, then yeah, I want people to play this game, get involved in it. The multiplayer, I haven't been able to actually actually join like any of the matches. I like this game. I like the production value. I like what it tries to bring to the table. It's just a little bit too different, and it seems like it needs a couple more iterations before this format is sort of perfected. But anyways, if you made it this far in today's video, consider subscribing, dropping a like, leaving a comment, follow me on Twitch, follow me on Twitter. Once we hit 27,000 follower subs, we're doing a giveaway. Thanks so much for watching. Have yourself a fantastic day, and see you guys in the next one.